Yeah, I'm sure I want to watch from the event. Damn it.
Telling you, you guys got to get XSplit, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, we can talk more about that later because I am interested to hear your thoughts on that. But
Yeah.
I think we're live right now. Hey, anyone in the chat, if you can see that we're live, say that, oh, hey, you guys are live. But hey, welcome to the AM Hookah podcast. If you didn't hear me from before, I apologize for the awful start and the late start. I have had some problem with the technical side of shit. But today, Matt is in Arkansas, so I've got Chris from DrNoobSauce with me. Dude, what's up?
Well, what's up is that I feel like I still have some kind of jet lag. I feel like I cannot get enough sleep after playing Russian roulette with a bunch of planes just to get back to New York City.
Awesome. When did you end up getting back? I know that your shit was late.
Well, the fact that they made me wait 2 hours just to cancel my flight, I was at the airport at 11, and I didn't get back to New Jersey until 9 o'clock at night.
Oh my god.
So it was an exciting time for me in my life. Just crammed next to two other people, falling asleep like this. But it was totally worth it because me and Adrian were in Chicago having a blast at the Chicago meetup. It was so much fun, so it was worth it. Besides the plane endeavor.
Yeah, that the whole thing sucks. I actually just drove the 4 hours from Detroit to Chicago, so we just got to like leave right after, and everything was completely fine. So I was pretty upset to hear about that. That kind of sucks, but I guess it is what it is. So what's going on, everyone? Let's see who we even have in the chat. People who've just been waiting. Paul's here. He noted that we're live. That's good. What's going on? Eddie, Bracken, what's up, boss? Who the hell else we got? That seems to be it so far. Anyway, I figured we could take today to kind of talk about some of the stuff that went down at the Chicago Hookah Meetup, some of the new stuff we got to try at the Chicago Hookah Meetup. I know you recorded a bunch of content there too.
Yes, totally sold out. That's what I did. Just like I'm drinking this Pepsi, the best Pepsi in the world. Yeah, it was awesome. I had such a good time at the meetup. The meetup was packed. I'm talking about asses to elbows, ladies and gentlemen. When we first got there was only about 5 people. You had Nino running around like a chicken without his head, with a head cut off, because he was trying to get everything set up. You had guys like Dimitri and Gregory there setting up. They brought some nice, lovely vases, and they were showing off matte pairs and all different types of stems, and Mamiya Customs, I think, Mamiya Customs.
Yeah.
They had that all set up. We had a nice shout out to Superior Cocoa. We were using their coals at the meetup, which was nice. There was a ton of coals there. It was fantastic. You also had Ugly Hookah was there. They brought some tobacco for people to try, or just to pack in their bowls. It was a overall great experience. I had a lot of fun. Everyone was having a blast. It was a very friendly atmosphere. It was great. There was no arguments. No one got out of hand. Everyone was just shaking hands, giving each other hugs. Talking about a lot of different stuff within the community over some nicely packed bowls, or not packed bowls, depending. Some people maybe.
Right.
I mean, we had a little twice the ice challenge.
Oh man.
Travis Leader decided to do a little twice the ice challenge with 4 coals, and then we also followed that up with like a 7 coal challenge with we had a dirty mint from Trifecta, and we had some cane mint, so it was a 50-50 mix. So if you do hate your lungs, that was the place to be.
How far did you end up getting through that challenge? I think I took 1 rip, and if I really wanted to, I could have like suppressed the urge to cough, but I knew it was basically going to vomit on the second pull, so I just stopped right there.
Oh, it was I got through the first one on the twice the ice, but with 7 coals, it was basically like smoking ground up coals, densely packed with 2 foils, and then you had 7 coals on top. And it wasn't great, but as it went on, people started to actually smoke it, which was interesting.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I can't believe who was that guy that won. He ended up like doing all 10, no problem. And then I think who was it that was recording? Was it you or Travis?
Travis was the master of ceremonies that day, so he was getting anyone who was crazy enough to come smoke that monstrosity that was Cold City. He was just grabbing people, telling people to smoke. So you had Keith, who was going pretty hard at the end there, and there was a video of Jeremy just like rooting him on, and then like he even got to the Keith got to the point where he couldn't even smoke anymore as well.
That's awesome, man. I know the guy that actually won the thing. They were like, take one more pull, and he just does it, and then he took another pull off of his own fruition, and I wanted to throw up just watching him do it.
Dude, I don't know how they did it, but hats off to them.
What's going on, Osh? OSH823. I don't think I've seen you here before, so what's going on? Bracken, it was it was unreasonably cold. Two of the guys that I brought from my hometown to go try it out, one of them didn't even want to give it a shot, and then my roommate gave it a try, and he just came back and he didn't smoke for the rest of the night. So I think that actually ruined the entire evening for him. But for anyone who's just coming in, because this did start late, and it's a whole day late, because I couldn't nail down a guest, and then DrNoobSauce and I were going to do this yesterday, but as if you tuned in since the beginning of the podcast, you know that he wasn't able to get back in town because of some flight issues. Who'd you fly with, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, well, lovely airline called United. Basically was able to get me back home, but they actually canceled the New York flights, direct flights. There was no more direct flights. They were out of direct flights. They basically told me when I went to customer service, no flight for you. So then I had to call customer service online and basically try to do a connecting flight. It was my first time in, I think it was Raleigh, North Carolina, which has the worst Popeye's chicken. And for anyone know, I love Popeye's chicken, so to have a really shitty Popeye's chicken was devastating to me. Forget the 9-hour connecting flights. The Popeye's chicken is what killed me.
That's unfortunate. Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where you said you were?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's unfortunate that you couldn't stay there for a little bit. That's actually where the Mr. Kyle Smith lives, the guy who makes the Relics Bowls. So that would have been a cool trip. I know he's got that Relics Bowl for Hookah University that he crowdsourced the build on. Were you there for that? Did you see any of that?
I did. For the relics, no, I did not.
So basically, he went live making a relics bowl because his wife got him his own wheel to throw on and everything, which is just awesome. And he was just taking anything that people would put into chat, he was implementing it into the bowl. I actually said "Rook the Spire" like 15 times in all caps, and then when he went to Rook the Spire, he got the first rook. So instead of doing the 4 curves, he did the first one, and then I said "Stop," and he stopped. So there's just the one. I think it looks really good, but that happened. Anyway.
He was saying that if I'm saying the name right, Ashraf with Karma was also there. Yes, I did meet him. He is in a lot of the pictures. But anyone who doesn't know, we did a huge dump of photos and videos on Hookah University. You can check out, there's a whole album up there. So if you are in any of the pictures and you see yourself and you're not tagged, go check it out at Hookah University and tag yourself and write a little caption. Like, let me know how your experience was. I had a personally great time.
Yeah, those pics are definitely worth checking out because you see a lot of people from all over the industry just kind of in the same room. It was a really cool event to go to. Like, you had to see Karma and Ugly and Sky and DMZ, like everyone, DrNoobSauce, everyone was kind of in the same room. I was like, what the fuck?
And it was good because unless you went up to someone and introduced yourself, you could have easily sat there and just relaxed and enjoyed the atmosphere. But there was no one pushing any products there. There was no huge banner saying, hey, this is our presence, because they didn't need that. Basically, everything was a one-on-one type thing where you can just go and relax, be yourself, talk to the person next to you, talk to the person in front of you. It was really fantastic. I did meet a lot of people, but like no one was wearing like, you know, crazy stuff. It wasn't an advertiser centric meetup.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Moose from Trifecta. Is that who you are? OSH823? Because that would be insanity. I'm not sure who that is. But he's just talking about the Fluff Pack Tangiers that I did in the Don Evil Bowl, and that was rough. That was rough. I went to space. But yeah, really quick, I want to get into like what you're smoking, what I'm smoking, all that good stuff. But because of the technical difficulties, my coals were put on like 7 minutes ago, so I'm gonna go grab those.
Sure.
So really quick, I'm gonna be as fast as I can. Why don't you tell everyone what the hell you're smoking on, what's going on? If it's not interesting, lie and tell them it's something good. Be right back.
Of course. So everyone, I was lucky enough to meet Gregory and Dimitri of Sky Hookah, sit down with them, pick their brains about their products. I was also lucky enough to come back with a matte pear simple, which I feel like when it comes to hookahs is a total game changer. The pull is so smooth. The design is nice and sleek. You got magnetic ports. It's just fantastic. I also got because at their warehouse they have tons of different vases and stuff to pick from. So I left with a I guess it's the iridescent type base here, and it like reflects in the light. It's so nice. Yeah, so this is fantastic. This is my baby. I had to come back and really do the whole airplane dance just to make sure this bad boy got home, because I didn't want to pay for shipping, and I wanted to make sure this got home okay. They did wrap it for me in bubble wrap, which was very nice. So thank you to those guys. But right now, I'm smoking out of my 80 Free 80, obviously in the matte pear. I'm using a Provost on top with 2 coals, and I am smoking. The flavor I'm smoking is banana cream pie from Black Lava, which I'm enjoying thoroughly. Yeah, I'm using Superior Cocoa, 2 of them in the Provost, which keeps it nice and hot. Oh, what are you guys smoking actually? And what's Adrian? You got coals now, so what are you smoking?
That's why I love having you as a guest, man. You can talk for days, and it all sounds good. If I was sitting here alone, I'd just be like, So I guess I'll show this off in a minute, because I did get to buy a thing while I was at the meetup. But as far as what I'm smoking, I've got my really lame, boring aviator setup at half-mast setup. With the base that I always use on it, the Thunder Dark V2. This is actually probably one of my favorite hoses, and it's like $12, so you can't beat that. I've got my Relics bowl up on top with the Provost, 2 of the new Prestige Jumbo Cubes, if you've had any experience with those yet. I just got them in yesterday. And inside of it, I've just got a Starbuzz Vintage mix-up. I was going to pack something new, but that's what I packed when I got home, so we're just still doing that. And it's going to be Honey Doomy and Fresh Lime.
Very nice. I actually never had the Honey Doomy, even though I do like the name a lot.
Yeah, it's a little snarky.
I did want to show off something from Sky Hookah, if you have a second.
Oh, by all means. I love showing off products.
They are going to be coming out with some new products fairly soon, and their website should be going up in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I don't know the exact date, because they actually have been telling me that their website's been going up for a while now, since January.
Oh, good.
So I had to give Gregory a little bit of shit when I saw. I was like, "Where's this website going up? Who's making it? Are you outsourcing the website? What's going on here?" So, really nice bowl here. Now you're gonna start seeing really nice designs. Not saying that they don't already have nice designs, but this is their. This is a new design. I believe this is called the Buffalo, for obvious reasons. So I am testing this bad boy out, putting it through its paces, see if I can, shocking the head, checking out the durability, see if the paint comes off, all that stuff. So far, I really do like this design. I have 2 others, but I don't really want to show them off right now.
Is it top secret?
Yeah, I don't know what I can show off and what I can't show off. I might actually get in trouble just for showing this off. But this is a very nice bowl, as you can see, very well made bowl for all those people out there who like having nice design stuff. I know there's a lot of bowl collectors, me being one of them. Yeah, so this is it, man. This is a little sneak peek of what to expect from Don Bowl over at Sky Hookah, and I love this little piece, man. I think it's so cool, man. It has almost like almost a hand drawn texture to it.
That's incredible.
It looks like something that you created on a piece of paper that just jumped off and came to life.
Now time for some nerd questions about that bowl, because I actually picked up a Don Bowl myself, and this is nothing new to the market necessarily. It's just the Evil, and this is a sweet. I really like this bowl actually.
Yeah.
But I wonder if... Oh, I didn't even clean it out. This is my Messiah session that I had going. Sweet for layer packs.
That usually happens with our Don Bowls. We end up using them so much. I mean, for anyone who's not familiar with the Don Bowls, they are a take, for the most part, on your traditional Egyptian bowl. They just kick it up a notch and really take it to the next level and make it more of like a showpiece. But sometimes when you say showpiece, I don't want to get it construed here where it's not functional. It's very functional. It's probably one of the best pieces I actually have.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Do you know, now as far as the nerdier questions, did they utilize the milk firing system that they use on all the other dumbbells when they make those?
That is a good question. I don't 100% know, but I would assume that on all their dumbbells they use the milk firing technique because that is their patented way of coating the bowls. These are actually all handmade in Russia and sent over, just like the mat pairs are manufactured in Russia. I know there was a little bit of confusion. Maybe some people saying they were outsourced to China. No, you were wrong. They are all made in Russia, handmade, and then flown over here. From my understanding, it's two lovely ladies who are the artists over there at Dumbbell, and they come up with all the artwork and they handcraft everything. There are some videos of them doing the work on the older dumbbells, like the Evil, the Turkish, and the Classic.
Which are all solid bowls, man.
Which are all solid bowls. Also, I mean, I don't want to sit here and plug a good item, but sometimes it happens. But just a side note, this is what the boxes will look like when you do get your hands on these bad boys. Very, very nice. They don't just come in some plastic wrap.
Right. Which is so interesting because, most of the American-made bowls, they don't come with packaging. They're just the third-party vendor wraps them in bubble wrap and sends them your way, which is fine. They're good bowls still. But Don, going that extra mile to give it that packaging, and they are cheaper than most of the American-made bowls, given they're not funnels, so they won't meet everyone's preferences. But the package, I mean, you're buying a product for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you want to buy it's just like if you buy an Apple phone or anything else. You're buying, the box, the packaging, everything. You want the whole kit and caboodle, especially when you're spending you're not spending $5 on an Egyptian bowl that is cast and made and thrown in the fire, and then it comes out looking like all a little wonky. Yeah, you have something that's really nice presentation wise. So yeah, this is just one of the many vendors that was at the Chicago meetup. So if you're wondering why we're getting into a tangent about dumbbells, this is the reason why. Is because we were just so blown away with everything that was happening, and you could talk about this stuff for days, but
Yeah, absolutely. Sky made a showing. I don't know if you mentioned it while I was gone getting my Kohl's, like a not professional podcaster, but I see you rocking a matte pair back there. Is that the one you picked up at the meetup?
Yes, I was lucky enough to drop a little bit of coin on this bad boy. Now, if anyone's seen any of my videos, and it might be a couple of you out there, I've been smoking out of the Hookah for like at least over a year, about a year now, and I'm a firm believer that the Hookah is a very good product. I like it a lot, but the problem is it doesn't have a built-in diffuser. So sometimes you might get a little bit of restriction.
Right.
So, and usually when you think of a diffuser, you're thinking of restriction. There's going to be some type of restriction. That's like kind of like the trade-off.
Right.
But with the matte pair, it has a screw-on diffuser. Like, you don't need the diffuser, but you definitely will want it, because not only does it quiet it down, but also it makes it so smooth to smoke. Like, there's no restriction out of the matte pair. It's basically just like you're breathing in. I had my girlfriend yesterday try it out, and she loved it. She's not really a huge hookah smoker. She will smoke a bowl from time to time, especially chocolate mint, which I'm trying to get her away from because I'm not a big fan of chocolate mint of anything. But
right.
yeah, she likes it. Oh, they can't really see the setup.
Let me see. I'm gonna push you to the side a little bit. I'm actually gonna. Oh, you're doing it. Okay, you're good.
Now, this is the matte pair simple, not the classic. The main difference between the simple and the classic is that the classic will have stainless steel stem, heart, all the way up, and it's very nice. But I like a little bit of color in my life.
Right. Now, is that a sleeved hookah, or is that like one solid piece?
Yes, it is a sleeve. It does come apart, which gives you the option down the road. I kind of want to ask them to see if they want to make sleeves purchasable.
That would be so cool.
How awesome now would it be if I have a black matte pair, right? Now I can buy a different base. I can buy like a white and a white base or something like that. And then I can buy a white sleeve to put over with a black heart, that would look really cool. It also extends the time that you're gonna have this, because you're not gonna want to go out and buy another, $207 hookah right away,
exactly.
when you can switch little aesthetic things up. So that's something I'm gonna try to get in contact with them and see if they will make that open to the masses, especially when they have their website up.
You could even go an extra step and do, like, for a little bit of extra coin, do like artist run style stuff where you've got like a really nice designed sleeve, and that would just be just a cool thing. Limited run, I think it'd be a really cool business move for them to make if they wanted to go that route. Really quick, I want to get to the chat because I've been oh so rudely ignoring them. So really quick, what do we got? Bracken, thankfully we were able to show your setup off. Let's see. Osh823. Hey, if I'm pronouncing that right, if my phonetics are garbage, please correct me in the chat. Your wife owns a matte pair. She loves it. Handle is just right and draw smooth. Yeah, I mean, I don't own one, but the 4 matte pairs I've had the chance to smoke out of, it took a lot to resist actually just picking one up at the meetup, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of guys who are part of the Matt Pear family now, and they are not regretting the decision, especially, when you drop a nice chunk of change like we did, you're usually like, damn, man, I spent a lot of money. Right. There was no regrets on the Matt Pear, and I think everyone was very happy with their purchases.
Right. And then J-Rock's in the chat. What's going on, J-Rock? Long time no see. Hookah Fiend, a better version of the Egyptian bowl in terms of the Dom bowls we were talking about. And yeah, you were talking about being a bowl collector, and me too. And after a while, you've got all these nice funnel bowls, and they look sweet, and they're collectible, and they've got these cool glazes and shit. And you've got your Egyptian bowls, and they work, but when you line them up next to your funnel bowls, they don't have that aesthetic you're looking for. Dom bowl kind of fits that bill pretty well.
And I think he was mentioning how the alpacas have with the gold. And I do have an alpaca symphony bowl, 18 karat.
I saw that thing.
Now, this thing is nice. It's very nice. It sticks out. The glaze is very, like, eye-popping. But, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, let's be real here. I mean, you're getting a different type of bowl with this here.
Even more nerdy questions. Does that thing fit a Lotus?
It does fit a Lotus. So the Buffalo and I think it is the Pirate Bowl, which I have in the sink over there because I was using that. They are nice and round on the outside. So I would definitely say that the Buffalo Bowl, because of the horns, might get in the way of some foil, but it will work. This bowl in particular, I was told, was more for your HMD fanatics. And
why would you want to cover that up with foil anyway, right?
I know. Especially like you will be covering up. It's sad to cover this up with foil. But the pirate doesn't have because it has guns that go up the sides here. Even if you have foil, it will still look nice. But they work perfectly with the HMDs. They work perfectly with the Provost. They work really good with your Lotus Plus.
Awesome. That's really good to know. I think a lot of people ended up picking up the Lotus Plus. I think they did make some good improvements on that. But we've been kind of talking about Sky Hookah distribution. But like you said, there were actually quite a people there that were either from the industry or content creators. Like DMZ was there. We had Dutch, Cheyenne, and Travis were all there. And then, what's that guy's name from Karma? That dude, he's awesome.
Ashraf, or is that his name? Ashraf. He actually friend requested me, I think, the day before, and I didn't really look at his pictures to know who it was. So when I was actually there, he turned to me. He's like, "Oh, you're the noob guy." I'm like, "Hey, you!" And I didn't realize who I was talking to. He's like, "Oh, I friend requested." I'm like, "Oh, that's you." It was funny because when you go there, you might see the name on the Facebook forums or like on posts or whatnot, and then you go there and you're like, oh, you're that person. You're the guy with the face. Okay, now I know who you are. And you really get to meet them and know where they're coming from and get to a little bit know more about them. It was great. It was just a fantastic thing.
It was very interesting getting to meet people. Like I got to meet you. We met each other. We talked a lot on the interwebs up to this point, but it was sweet to meet you there. We got to meet people like meeting Travis was an experience. That guy's a lot more energetic in person than he is online, which is saying a lot.
Yeah, I think we also forgot to say, because in the chat we have Badia, and talk about a funny individual that wears a child's medium sweater.
Yeah, that guy's the best. I actually walked away with a lot of Alpha Gamma samples, which I'm stoked about.
Yeah, he is. He's the main man. You want anything, Alpha Kama? He's the guy to talk to. Now he, like I tell a lot of people, I am a huge fan of the passion fruit from Alpha Kama. I can smoke a whole kilo of that in about a week because that stuff is so good. They have a full line of different flavors and very flavorful flavors on top of that. They keep their flavor over time, especially even when you put it in plastic bins like I do. They don't necessarily dry out. So like some of their competitors. So if you're looking for a nice, like, like a blonde leaf that has really good flavor, man, I would say definitely check it out. Put your eyes on their product. They're so good, man.
And
so
longevity. A lot of these blondes struggle to go that 2 rounds of Coles. Alpha
Yeah.
has never had a problem doing that for me, especially in like these Don bowls. I've been doing layer packs all the time because most of the Egyptian bowls you get aren't deep enough, so I'm just like going crazy. Like put double apple on the bottom, put some mint in there, whatever you're gonna do.
Ooh, double apple. Okay. Hey, Doug, how are you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Doug? But yeah, so obviously we had, like I was saying, Karma was there, and there was that contest that actually Tristan, a regular podcast viewer and a big guy in the community, actually got 3rd in, and I really liked his mix. It was like orange cherry with gum with mint. Did you try that?
Yes. There were 3. So they had a little competition there. They packed 3 bowls. From Ashraf, from the guy from Karma, he packed all their bowls, completely unbiased. He put them on a couple of hookahs, and he had some more, I guess, knowledgeable people to go over and try them out. I think he had about 5 people there, and he had 5 people, so the last guy can be the tiebreaker. And they sat there for about an hour, back and forth, saying 1, 2, 3. Oh, 2's good. This is better. This is good. And they finally narrowed it down, and it was great seeing them have this banter, this back and forth about which flavors stuck out better over time, because some flavors start off really good, and then as they go, because these are mixes, they change the complexity of the flavor. So as they went, they're like, okay, this is number 1. 20 minutes later, they're like, oh, wait a second, now this flavor's coming through. And it was a back and forth. It was so fantastic. It's awesome, man. I loved it. It was great. I mean, the overall atmosphere is what we strive in the community to bring out people, to connect with people for something that you love, because we're all enthusiasts. This is our hobby. We love bringing hookah and talking about hookah and being around it. And when new products come out, we get excited. It's like Christmas Day, like when you open a new hookah, or you finally get that bowl you ordered to your house, and you're like, woo, look at this.
Yeah,
and you open it up, and you can't wait to use it. Like, how many times do you have something sent to your house, and you see the notification, like UPS delivered to your house, and you're at work, and you're like, oh, I want to leave. I want to go home. I want to smoke with my friends and talk about this awesome product. I mean, it's fantastic. It's something we all love.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I get that FedEx notification on my phone, and I'm like, hey, I got a doctor's appointment. I got to take off early from work, and I don't have a doctor's appointment. There was never a doctor.
Captain Wetbeard says, Dr. NoobSauce, do you work in sales? You would be really good at selling stuff. No, I don't work in sales. I'm in the business of putting out fires. So, I am a New York City fireman, so that's what I do. I do not work in sales. So, but thank you. I appreciate it. It's fantastic to hear that I have I guess a knack for it.
But, yeah, you definitely have a way of talking. You were saying I was going to mention a comment, but go ahead.
But while we're on the topic of actually contests, I wanted to talk about Masonware. You had Nino. Nino, I felt so bad for Nino. He really nice guy, but I really didn't get to talk to him too much because he was doing a bunch of this the whole time, back and forth, shaking hands, trying to introduce himself to everyone, making sure everyone was taken care of. If they had, something to drink, if they had a beer, if they had a water, going around, making sure Coles was set up, making sure everyone had flavors, making sure like the people who brought stuff were taken care of. Nino had his bowl. It was an enthusiast bowl. And he also had timber hoses there for sale if you wanted to buy it. And he even went out of his way when people there had issues with their existing hoses. He would talk to them and say what was the problem, and he was giving people replacement hoses while he was there. So you can't say anything different about customer service. He was right there. The guy was there. He was open. And you could really talk to him and explain if there was an issue with his product, if there wasn't an issue with his product. He was very hands-on, but he had his bowl. We have a video, or I actually have a video up right now on my channel on DrNoobSauce. You can check it out if you like. If not, I'm gonna post a video on Hookah University, THL, Hookah Enthusiast later on. But he had the giveaway, and it was basically went to the highest bidder, which was it was nice to see everyone so enthused because ultimately the money goes back to him, you know, and whatever way you feel about that. He did sponsor the event, make this happen.
And it was not a cheap event. There was money into that, for sure.
No, he had to host this whole thing. He had to make sure everything was taken care of, enough seating for people, even though eventually it did get to standing room only. But the bowl did go for about $250, and it was an exclusive bowl called the Enthusiast Bowl. It actually holds 22 grams of shisha, which he named it as like the party bowl. Like he wanted you to sit around with your friends and enjoy this bowl. And you could see as he was holding it, like a little glimmer in his eye as he was talking about his product, because you can tell he really does care about his product. That's why he was going out of his way and replacing timber hoses and all this other stuff to make sure everyone was happy. So I'm glad to see that his bowl did sell for a little bit of money. He made a little bit of money off of it, and he also made it into like a little event while doing it.
I can't believe how much that bowl sold for. There were some pretty high bids in that room. What did it end up selling for? Like $251?
$250. I don't remember. I don't remember who sold it. I mean, I don't remember who bought it. I'm sorry, but it was awesome seeing people go back and forth. You know, being like, oh well, $100, $150, $170, and you know, he was very humble. He was very happy that everyone wanted to participate, and there was a good amount of feedback that people actually wanted this. Because the worst thing you can ever have is to be like, hey, I'm gonna auction off this bowl right here that I worked hard on making, right? And I'm going to start the bidding at $40, and then no one bids on it.
Yep.
Not only would that shoot your confidence, but it's a swift kick in the dick.
Yeah.
To see that no one really cares about your product, and to see all these people go out of their way to bid all this money, it was great to see. Like, the enthusiasm was there for the Enthusiast Bowl.
Yep. Oh yeah, we got a comment here from why can't I say that? BZ 2K7. That's an interesting. I can't.
That's Doug. That's Doug.
That's Doug. Doug, what's going on, Doug? I think I read that earlier and I didn't associate it with the handle. But he will not miss the next event. Vegas is going to be nuts. Vegas is going to be nuts. I think Vegas is going to be a wild event.
And I think what was really awesome is that this meeting, the Chicago meetup, was a perfect halfway point for people who maybe might not be able to go to Vegas, but wanted to get like out there in the community, introduce themselves and meet other people. Because I hear this story a lot, that wherever they're from, they don't have a nice community for hookah. They don't really have friends who smoke hookah. So when they come on the Facebook, on the Facebook, I sound like an 80-year-old. On the Facebook, I see people posting. So, but they go on the Hookah University, THL, Hookah Enthusiast, and they talk to people, and they're excited to meet these people, if it's in Hangs, if it's in Skype, or if it's just in a post. So now you go and you meet these people, and it's great. But it's the perfect meetup for right before Vegas, because you get to meet all these people that are also going to Vegas. So when you go to Vegas, you're not like out there by yourself. Now it's like you're going and you're meeting friends, almost like family members now. I consider Dimitri and Gregory family members. The guys over at Hookah Rush, family members. The guys at DMZ, now they're family members. We all took care of each other, you know, for the most part.
Getting that Chicago deep dish with the guys from DMZ and a few other people, that was awesome. I've never had a good Chicago deep dish before, so that was a treat for me.
People might say that Chicago pizza isn't pizza because you have to eat it with a fork and knife, but I had one slice, and I was like, I'm done. I don't know how you ate a couple slices.
Yeah, I ate two. I had 2 slices.
But also, Badia left his drink at the table.
Yeah, Badia, my roommate, drank your drink. He just comes up and he's like, well, this is mine now. He just killed it.
For guys who don't know, when we got there, Badia, Dutch, and Cheyenne were leaving on the way out of the pizzeria. So we got there, we sat down in their seat, we started eating up the rest of the pizza. Thank you, Cheyenne, for treating us to the pizza. That was great. You're a fucking ace. But Badia left his drink there because he was leaving, and I think he only had one sip out of it. And your friend sits down, and your friend's like, well, I only drink out of drinks that were already drank. So So this drink is perfect for me. And he sits there like almost pinky up and drinks all of Badia's drink. And it was, I kept looking over. I'm like, is he drinking his drink?
Yeah,
like what is happening here?
It was awesome.
Oh, so good. But yeah, like Travis was, like people might have had mixed feelings on Travis because he is very quick to defend his friends, and he doesn't like to be people like I wouldn't like to see Adrian bashed for something that he did. So I would come to his defense, and I know Travis recently did that for someone else in the community, and I know some people are like, "Oh, who's this guy?" Blah blah blah. He is the nicest guy you will ever meet. Is fantastic. I can't say enough about Travis. Like I had such a great time with Travis. He's a fantastic dude.
What's interesting is me and Travis disagree a lot on Facebook and all the different community forums and stuff. We tend to have opposing views on a lot of industry stuff and products. But so I thought it was going to be like weird to meet him. As soon as I met him, it's like bam, best friends. He's like the easiest dude to get along with. So it's really nice that you can like disagree with someone and still get along. Travis is a solid dude to hang out with.
Also, meeting Jeremy was really nice. That was a really nice guy.
Oh, by the way, my roommate just popped in. Badia, if you're still here, he says thanks for the drink.
That was him?
Yeah, he just pops in real quick.
That guy was funny, man. He had me rolling. It was funny because your friend and Badia have a similar hairstyle and goatee. Yeah, so it was like we swapped one for another.
Yep, replaceable.
Hey Eddie, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Also, really quick, the coals we were all smoking out of Superior Coal. They also flew in a bunch of coals, so no one had to pay out of pocket for coals
or tobacco. It was insane.
Very nice of them. Tam, who is in charge of that whole thing, was super nice to fly all that stuff over. I got the pleasure of meeting Carlo, who is like my spirit animal. Carlo is a maniac. I love that guy. He is so much fun to hang out with. But yeah, we had a blast, man. I feel so bad that, you know, if I wish I was a millionaire. I wish I was able to take everyone on the groups and fly them out into one meetup to hang out, to bring that bonding element together, because it was just great, man. Everyone had each other's back. It was fantastic atmosphere. I told Doug that we need to go back to Chicago, and we need to hit up the bars and go visit Sky and visit all these guys and we need to run it back again, because he would have had a fantastic time. Doug would have lost his goddamn mind. You know,
I'm bummed that I didn't get to. We had to leave the day after. Like, we left that night, and we got home at like 8 in the morning. Because I had 2 other guys with me. They had some obligations to fulfill the next day. But I'm so mad I missed the opportunity to go check out the Sky distribution warehouse, because that sounded like it would have been an awesome time.
Like, I like to put it as the Disneyland of hookah, because you walk in and you're just like, you're the first time seeing the castle. You're like, just in awe. You're like, how can they have this much stuff? And then you go in there, and it's almost like you're a VIP. You're family to them. They take care of you. Pull up a chair, pack a ball. They make sure you take good care of. Like, those guys are great. I think I spent 2 hours talking to Gregory just about camping, because we're both like camping enthusiasts. But he's the next level. He's like go fight a grizzly bear camping type of Ukrainian guy. He's like the Revenant. Give him a knife and a fucking jacket, and off into the woods he goes. I need my electric stove and everything else, but he's on a different level than me.
Oh, you know what? We've been just reminiscing about this Chicago Hookah meetup, and you know what? One of the like most wild pieces of trivia that I didn't realize would be the situation until I got there is where it took place. Very interesting.
It was, I don't know what it was. I'm not sure if it was a hair salon or a beauty place. I don't know if they had ventilation.
Nope.
I think
it was a just giant cloud in there the whole time.
You walk in there and it's like, you know, like Pigpen from Peanuts. Like, it was like we all were like Pigpen, but with just hookah smoke all around us. It was ridiculous. Like, we had to prop the door open at one point because it was getting crazy hot in there.
Yeah, it was insane. And yeah, I think what it was is it used to be a hair salon, but then it was now it's like a studio where they set like models up for shoots and stuff. So it was really an interesting place to go and smoke hookah. Most people probably can't say that they've had the opportunity to do something like that.
No, it was great. It did have a really private atmosphere because they had huge blackout curtains. We were there very late, and we drank a lot of beer.
Yep. There was beer everywhere. It was like everyone was just bringing alcohol.
I went out and I bought 4 gallons of water. No one drank water.
Nope.
No one drank water. It was just beer, soda, energy drinks. It was like everyone was just trying to have a heart attack. So it was fantastic. It was a photography studio and salon. Yes. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that was absolutely nuts. And
but
one thing, we were just talking about karma, and I forgot to say this because this blew my mind. I hate cherry flavors. If you hate cherry flavors, go try Karma's cherry. Because did you try that mix that Tristan had?
I don't think I actually smoked out of Tristan's hookah.
That mix that he had for the contest, I actually was lucky enough to be able to start that hookah up, and it was actually really good. Like if I was the judge, I would have been like, Tristan wins.
I did smoke out of his hookah, but it was like on the late stages, so I might have not got any more cherry in there. But I thought Tristan was gonna take it. But as his bowl went on, other bowls were like elevating a little bit, so I think people's taste buds. But again, not to say Tristan's mix wasn't good. I enjoyed it, but the problem is that you have 5 other judges there basically, and it's very subjective. It's based on their taste buds, not Tristan's taste buds. Yep.
Luckily, we had a pretty good spread of judges.
Yeah, it was very good. So I'm curious to know. I'm going to ask you a question now. Ooh. Now we went through the long list of things that we did like. Let's talk about things that we maybe want to see in the future.
In terms of what we'd like to see at the meetup, in terms of
either the overall presentation or individual like little nitpicking things.
There's a big thing that really hit me, and I can't really criticize them for this, but I didn't realize how many people were actually going to come out. We had like you flying in from the East Coast. Me and my guys drove in from Detroit. I mean, there were people just coming from all corners of America, and it was massive. And it was pretty cramped. I think if this is something they keep doing moving forward, it might be worth trying to get a different venue. I think that would be really cool. More capacity.
Yeah. I actually think the meetup was very well put together, but it was also because Nino had the spot to facilitate all these people, which was fantastic. But like Nino said himself, this was probably the biggest meetup.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was expecting so many people. You're talking about 30+ people packed into this place. I'm sure we were well over the limit that we're supposed to be in there. But I think me personally, I definitely, as far as number 1 goes, I would like to see, we need to have more space, more seating. I think Jeremy actually broke a chair when he sat down on it.
Got him. Good job, Jeremy.
Yeah, he destroyed that chair. Like, that chair is unusable now. And then there was a chair broken, so we already 2 seats out before anyone even started showing up. So we probably didn't have as much seats, but the fact that everyone was having so much fun that they didn't really care.
Right. Yeah, I didn't. Most of it, like me and my guys we got there before 7, and the place was already full. So we just went down to where everyone was mixing tobacco, and it was the coolest thing. There was like all of this trifecta and Tangiers and Karma and Alpha for people to mix. It was just this mixing table of people just like bringing their bowls over, and me and my guys were just posted right there, just watching people mix their bowls. It was very interesting.
And to get back to that, it was also say like, it's you get used to your mixing style, and your friends and how you mix. It was very interesting to see other people mixing things, because I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I didn't think of using my thumb like that along the edges, or like seeing them really handcraft.
Yeah.
You can tell these people have smoked for a long time, making sure they're putting their like love into like each bowl that they were making. Because it's not only them smoking out of it, it's also other people. So sometimes your bowl of how you pack is a reflection of how you are as a hookah smoker. If you just throw stuff in there, people are going to look at you and be like, oh, he's a messy hookah smoker. He's like, he doesn't really care. But then you see someone over there for like 15 minutes, making sure the edges are nice so they don't get any crispiness on the top when they start smoking, making sure the edges are clean, making sure the foil is a certain way to take off the foil, put it again, making sure it's nice and drum tight. It was very interesting seeing all different types of hookah smokers smoking different ways.
It blew my mind a little, because I am primarily a oyster fork kind of guy. I use oyster forks to pack all my bowls. I'm typically a dark leaf smoker, so I feel like a lot of dark leaf smokers kind of gravitate that way. It was crazy to see all these guys like Travis speaking of people mixing things, he comes up there and he packs this bowl. And he's got this weird thumb thing going on when he's packing it. And then, like, it blew my mind because he starts to foil the bowl, but he doesn't, like, torque the foil down. He skirts it, and he pushes it down, but it's not torqued. Then he pokes the holes, right? And he's very meticulous on his whole pattern. And then once he's got that, then he readjusts the foil and torques it down then. And I'd never even thought of that. I'm like, you genius. And that's what I did to pack this bowl. I'm like, all right, sweet.
I got Eddie Chung here saying, you're going to see my sellout shirt on Hangs.
Sick.
I hope so. It's gonna happen, dude. I think all this talk about a sore subject right now in the hookah community, since this is a podcast, sometimes we do get off topic. We do like to keep it somewhat relevant to the times. Is that reviewers have been under fire recently in a couple posts saying that they sell out, and I just want to take my 5 minutes of fame and talk about the whole reviewer situation.
Here we go.
Yep, it's happening. As a reviewer, when I don't get paid, I get paid $0. I make basically $0 off of YouTube. I do this for the love of presenting stuff and presenting facts and presenting new products to you, the public, the people who need this evidence to make an educated purchase. Now, I'm sorry if any of my videos skew you to make a purchase. My goal is to give you the product, to show you how it's cut, how it smokes, how it handles, whatever the situation may be, to give you the evidence to go out and make an educated purchase. Because I think we were talking about this morning, me and Bracken. So say they come up with a flavor named cowhide.
Yeah.
What the fuck is cowhide? Cowhide what? Okay, we know it's a dark leaf. So what do you do when you see a new flavor pop up from Trifecta, Tangiers, Karma, Alpha Kama? You're gonna go on a website and try to look up the flavor profile.
Yep.
Sometimes these flavor profiles aren't exactly adequate, and they don't actually do it justice. Cowhide, the flavor for your cowboy taste inside of you. What the fuck is that?
Who's that for?
That is not a flavor profile.
Yeah, man.
That is an advertisement, my friend. So what I do, I then purchase it, or it is given to me to review, to share with you people, because hookah companies don't have advertisements unless you're Maya. You can hire 1,000 supermodels and nice back sets, or Fumari, where you can hire gorgeous women to, show you their products. But for the rest of everyone, you rely on people's word of mouth. If you have a friend and they say, don't buy this flavor, it's trash, you're more likely not going to buy it. So it's up to me as the reviewer to give you the tools. Now, cowhide tastes like, I don't know, chocolate and vanilla. And then I give you more facts saying, hey, maybe don't run hot on this because it can't handle the heat, or it has a fine cut, or it has a dense cut, or it's a choppy cut. And then we go a step further and kind of rate it for you on how our personal preferences are. No one pays me to do that. I edit, film, set up, and purchase most of the materials by myself. My money. I have a job, and I do this for the love of it. Most people, go out and go bowling. I come here, I smoke hookah with Tristan, with Adrian, with Doug, with Eddie, with Badia, with Travis, with Jeremy, with all these people, because I like talking about this, and I like giving you guys the facts, and I don't want you guys to think that reviewers are bought out. Now, on the other side, I can't speak for all reviewers. I don't review stuff just because it's sent to me. I've gotten in hot water for saying negative things about hookah products in a certain way. Now, I don't want to bash it because something I might not like, you might love. I love Natural Order. Some people don't like Natural Order. Some people hate cane mint. It's too much. I love cane mint. And Adrian has his preferences. So when it comes to reviewers, we are here for you. I'm not out of reach. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, obviously. And we are here to help you guys make an informed decision. So if you have any questions at all, comment in any of our videos. It will go right to my phone, Hookah University sticker. And shameless plug, sold out. But we are here for you. We are here for the hookah community to help them make a better education and educated decision. And Adrian, what do you think? I mean, that's my personal opinion. So when people say, reviewers suck, they're sold out. Yeah, you can say I suck. that's fine. That's up to you. That's not up to me to say. I present a fucking video. If you think it sucks, fucking give me a thumbs down because you think I deserve a thumbs down. You know, don't like something just because someone else likes something. Like something because you like something.
Yeah, if we're gonna go in on that, I wasn't planning to, but I think it's definitely an interesting topic of conversation because the gentleman who is kind of at the forefront of saying all of these things, that really rubbed me the wrong way because just like you, I have a full-time job, and the other host of this podcast who is not here today, Matt, he has a full-time job. All three of us work full-time, and I'm pretty sure none of us are making any money off of reviewing tobacco, right? So
No.
we come home, we set up our own cameras, we shoot these reviews after testing the product for X amount of time, whatever your process is. We give all this input based on our opinions, and I will say, as a reviewer, I tend to reach out and look for other reviews on products because, believe it or not, I don't review everything I smoke. Sometimes I just smoke to enjoy the hobby, and if I'm going to pick up new flavors on the market, the first thing I do is go, how many reviewers have reviewed this product? I'm going to watch them all because I identify with different people for different reasons, and it'll give me a good idea on like things like the packing method. Knowing a packing method ahead of time is going to save you tobacco because if you fuck it up once or twice, well, there goes 30 grams of tobacco, right? So you can save yourself on that front. And then, like you were saying, heat sensitivity is something that no vendors are talking about. You know, no one's saying this tobacco, it takes heat like this. You know, if you want to find that out preemptively without doing the testing yourself and wasting X amount of tobacco from a 250 container or a 50 gram, I mean, if you're buying 50 grams to smoke, you could waste the whole thing and never get it to perform. So I just think reviewers are a big part of the community. I will say that there are definitely some people who do things in a way that are maybe less than stellar. But for the most part, I think most of the reviewers that are on the scene today do a really good job. That's just my honest opinion.
I mean, look at anything that you have assholes that work at Starbucks, and Starbucks is all about customer service and making you coffee. But how many people have you found going to Starbucks, McDonald's, anyone anything that serves the customer or is like an industry where people are the business? You're gonna find people that you're like, wow, maybe this person shouldn't be doing this. I don't really, maybe they should find a different line of work or a different hobby. Same thing. Not all reviewers are made equal. And I'll be the first one to tell you, if you can criticize me and I'll take your feedback, digest it, and try to take a little bit, even if it could be the worst criticism from Sarkis. But yeah.
Good job. I like that. That's fine. Matt and I don't normally go there, but Matt's not here today, so I won't tell if you won't.
Yeah, no, I get a little bit of free reign. I'll catch your shit on my channel.
Well, this is your second time on the podcast, so I think you have a little bit more pull now. Is there anything going on in the chat other than people giving each other mad shit?
I don't know. This three tip gang is something I've been pushing Doug to try to start getting, because I'm going to talk about, but since I met Doug, which hasn't been too long, Doug is my brother from another mother. I will tell everyone that he is a good fucking just overall person. He's
Hangouts
hilarious.
On the bike, riding your bike on Hangouts. That's what's up,
dude. You know, we all have an issue when we hop on Hangouts when we should be doing work. Eddie, but there's a lot of people that just drop on Hangouts whenever. But Doug's Hookah game has stepped up, and he's surpassing me on so many levels. He's buying bowls, buying flavors, buying pipes. Like every time I look to the right and then look back to the left, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like one of those commercials where like, a guy's standing there and then all of a sudden he's wearing a hat. Then you look again and he's got your clothes on, and then you look again and he has like two horses next to him. He's like the Old Spice guy of hookah. Every time I look back at him, he has something else. And I don't understand how he does this. It's amazing. And he's teaching me so many more things about bowls, about packing methods. And I remember the first time I met him, I was like, oh, you should pack it this way. Now he's become the Jedi Master, and I'm just a Padawan, and he's the Luke Skywalker of the hookah community now. All of a sudden he's sitting on a mountain with fucking levitating bowls around him, and I don't know how he's amazing. I don't know.
You know what the thing is the first time I met him, I was actually in a Hangouts with you and some other people, and he just pops in, I see his name, I'm like, what's up, Doug? And then bam, it's just Doug's here. And now he pops in on Hangouts. I want to plug this really quick, because I feel like anyone who's not, a lot of these people are in the Hangouts, but Hookah University, you plugged them a minute ago, and they're like the best LARPing hookah community on the internet. If you want to LARP as a college hookah student, it's the coolest thing. And they have a link. It's just the Hangouts. And sometimes we'll just pop in that Hangouts and people will just be there. And if you pop in and there's no one there, wait 15 minutes. Someone's going to show up. If you just want to like talk shop or just shoot the shit, that's how I talk to people like Doug. And then that's where you and I started to actually talk in person as opposed to just text.
That was the first time I actually I met you over this, because I've only seen your videos up to that point. I didn't really get to know you. And it's funny because it's almost like being in a college campus cafeteria.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
You walk in and you see that guy in the corner just sitting there chilling to himself, and someone else is over there just waiting, and then all of a sudden you just like it's like a college cafeteria with one table.
Yep.
and you enter and you got to sit at that one table, and it's going to be awkward unless you talk to other people. So
yep.
There's that.
Yeah, you start to learn a lot about people real quick when you're watching them in their house.
It's funny. I also wanted to talk about these new sun pipe tips.
I wanted to ask you about that because I didn't pick one up when I was there.
Okay, so did you have any questions about this bad boy? I figured I'll show it on camera.
Is it worth $34? It looks like it might be if you're into that artist product.
So when it comes to products, sometimes we look at products and we're like, wow, that's a lot of money for something so minute, right? So at the Chicago meetup, you have all these people smoking out of all these different pipes, right? You don't know these people. You don't know what they got inside their body, and you want them to keep it inside their body and not inside your body. So these sun tips are almost like custom-made mouthpieces. Now they have a silicone tip end that can fit over most hookahs. Like if you have a fatter edge mouthpiece, it might have a little bit of trouble, but you could still get it on there. But most like slim hoses, you're gonna get it on there.
Yep.
Very easily. So like as you can see, mine is orange and green with a little bit of white. Now you like the lanyards, most people are gonna get like the same lanyards. They only have about 4 or 5 different colored lanyards. But when it comes to the actual mouth tip, each mouth tip is completely different. It has the same cast, right? What you're gonna expect.
What is it? Polyurethane, plastic? What do they make this out of?
Probably like a very hard type of plastic. It like you can try to crush it, it's not gonna crush. But the way they pour the resin in for the plastic, it's completely different every time. So you can buy the same exact mouthpiece, but you might have way more green than I have orange. So everyone's mouthpiece is going to look completely different. So I'm a big advocate for custom things and things that are custom tailored to you. So I thought this was really, really cool. And not only is it really cool and eye-catching to look at, it's super important when you go to these meetups to have something like this that is uniquely yours and that you don't have to share.
Yeah,
so
to be fair, I lost 2 B2 mouth tips. Like I brought some B2s and they're gone. So if I would have got one of those, I'd been fine.
A lot of people had some like, regular mouthpieces, but this is the like Cadillac of mouthpieces. This is, I mean, I saw people that didn't have them and all they were talking about is how much they wanted them. And you bet your ass, even the next day, they went out and bought one of these. These are going to be available also soon, very soon, guys.
Well, now, they have a website. Where can you purchase from Sky?
Well, you right now you can only purchase on eBay, but give it a little bit, and I will make sure Adrian and Matt get the information when it launches. I'll make sure they get all the information that they need with the website and all that stuff, so they can give it to you, the people, and you guys can go on there, check it out. Maybe you like something, maybe you don't like something. But you know what? It's another avenue for you to get products in your hands without having to talk to some shady guy with a trench coat.
All right, well, believe it or not, we're moving on to 58 minutes, so we should probably work on wrapping things up. And real quick, before I ask you to plug anything you got going on, I'm going to plug this, because this is a very interesting thing that got dumped on my lap by the guys over at THL, the Hookah Lounge, Thursday. At my time, it's going to be 6:30, but if you're doing California time, it'll be, what would it be, 3:30. I'm actually interviewing Hookah John on Facebook Live over at THL. And it will be posted to this channel if you don't catch it live. But we're going to be talking about the Hookah Expo, and it's going to be right from the guy who's doing it, so he's going to have a lot more information than people like Chris, me, or Matt would have on our own, because I'm sure he doesn't necessarily say everything as it happens. He's also going to be talking about the 80 Feet Resurrection Bowl. I'm actually going to have one of those, which is going to be cool to talk about that and complete my 80 Feet lineup. And he's going to be talking about some other stuff. Maybe some of his products, maybe some things he's got going on, whatever. And then Chris is going to be in the corner of the video dancing. He didn't consent to that, but I'm just going to take it. I'm going to rip it from this video and make a loop.
He's downplaying it, by the way. Hookah John.
Yeah,
everyone.
Hookah John. Yeah,
He's
I'm a little like, whoa.
Hookah John, the mouthpiece of the North American community. The guy who is anything can happen when you get a mic close to him. Mm-hmm. They're interviewing him exclusively coming up. So you definitely want to tune in for this because it can be very interesting. You're going to get some some unique ideas on, I guess, the industry, and you're going to get some nice tips on products that are coming out. So what better way to get this knowledge than to watch the podcast?
Yep, absolutely. And again, it'll be on Facebook Live. I'm not going to do it live on the podcast because it is a THL branded type of a thing because it's THL's birthday this month. But it will be on the podcast afterwards. And then, Chris, I don't want to say it out loud, so I'm just going to vaguely hint at it. Are you doing something on Friday?
No, I'm off.
Are you doing so? There was this thing leaked about you doing a thing on Friday, and I'm not sure if it was confirmed.
So I was supposed to be doing an interview with Nasser, but the problem is that the time zone difference. I'm on the East Coast, he is on the West Coast. So an afternoon session, which like 4 o'clock for him, is running me very late. So we just weren't able to get the logistics. I wanted to say thank you to Frank and Tommy for thinking of me when it came and putting this in my lap and giving me the opportunity to meet a industry insider. But sadly, I am not going to be able to do the interview that I want to conduct, so it's just not going to happen. And I want to thank Nasser too for giving me the opportunity to interview him. But I think someone else is going to be taking that over. Down the road, I am going to be trying to get a couple people on for some interviews, so that would be fun. But yeah, as of right now, there was no interview lined up for me on Friday, sadly.
Okay, it's unfortunate, but you do put out your own content. So before we go ahead and end this, let's talk about, for anyone in here who doesn't already know where to find you, where can they find you? Everywhere on the internet. Plug everything. It's infinite. Do you want to plug your anything? Go.
Hi. Do you like hookah? Do you like smoking all things shisha? Well, I have the place for you. You can go over to YouTube and check out me, DrNoobSauce's YouTube channel for all you lovely people out there. I have new content every Saturday. And if you like hookah as much as me, come hang out.
Perfect.
Was that good enough? That was good, right?
That's about as good as it gets. I'm cutting this out of the podcast and making it into a meme. It's going to be perfect. That's great. For anyone who doesn't know, I like to plug myself because I am shameless. You can find me over at Pipe Dream Hookah on YouTube. I do reviews and unboxings and tutorials, I guess. Just hookah content. And then if you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram for other strange hookah-related content, it's _Pipe Dream on both of those mediums. And obviously, find me on Facebook. Go to the AM Hookah Podcast page. It's still unlisted. You got to search it in the search bar where it's not fully up yet. And I think that's it.
Anyone who's interested in still hanging out with me or Adrian, I'm going to be in the Hookah University Hangs in about 5 minutes after I get a fresh bowl and some iced tea because I need to nourish this body.
Yeah, after party in Hookah Hangs. I'll probably be popping in there a little later. Probably like 30 minutes. I got to get some. I actually came home, prepared, and did the podcast. So that's where I am right now. We're in the same time zone, thankfully, so that was good. I almost wasn't able to do it with Hookah John for the same reason that you can't do it with Nasser. It came real close to that. It's basically I'm leaving work early because I'm not a firefighter, so people don't die if I don't show up to work. You have a better job than me, Chris. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come into the Hangouts if you just want to shoot the shit and see us out of character because we're actually just mean people. We're very rude. Yeah. And that's how we
sell out all the way.
Absolutely. We are sellouts. And this is awkward. I didn't have OBS up. There we go. Now I can stop streaming. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next Monday with Matt Deason back on the podcast. Make sure to go check out Chris from DrNoobSauce. He's doing the most stellar reviews. He's got the best edits in the game. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. And as always, happy smoking.